And welcome back to the Pacific Indoor Bowling Club as the inaugural Pacific Coast Open is coming close to its magnificent conclusion. We've got a semifinal matchup for you in the Pacific Coast Open Mixed Pairs Tournament, featuring the team of Carrie Mans and Rainbow Lung against the team of Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor. So welcome to our live stream. This is our fourth match of this fantastic Sunday of championship bowls. I'm Bill Curry and I'm proud to be joined here by Rob Berridge. So Rob, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you very much. Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to Shane Flaherty, who covered for me this morning in the first three matches out of New Westminster. He ran a half marathon yesterday and was still in good form to come in and do the color for you today. So glad to be back in the seat, and certainly congratulations to Will Hall, who won the Bruce Matheson Open Singles earlier today. He defeated Jerome Kirby from Winnipeg in a very exciting match that went to a tiebreak. And also for the bronze medal, George Seat defeated Zoe Chan, and also a one that went to a tiebreak. So some exciting bowls already today, and we are now working towards who will be the champions here. There are 6 teams remaining in the semifinals. We have 4 in contention, and then we also have 2 in the consolation round playing for cash prizes as well at this time.
And we certainly have a great semifinal matchup with 2 teams of very experienced bowlers here. All vying for a spot in our championship final, and around $3,000 in prize money.
Well, $3,000 for the champions today. Carrie Mans and Rainbow Lung had what started off to be a close match earlier, but pulled away over Jim Tuholke and Linda Ng. Malcolm and Marie Taylor of North Vancouver, they were up against it against a national team of Jordan Koss and Ozzie Chambers, and it was neck and neck through the whole battle. And the experience of Malcolm Taylor, bowling over 30 years and supporting by his wife Marie, they just held on by a point to defeat the national team. So Malcolm had his cup of tea. He's raring to go, and we're looking forward to an exciting match here.
And the teams are completing their trial bowls right now, and we'll also be keeping a close eye on the match going on at the rink next door, the second semifinal, where the team of Alan Wass and Vivian Chen are taking on Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon, who emerged victorious in a nail-biter that we just featured here in our previous quarterfinal.
Yes, once again, Nathaniel, only 21 years old, and he's showing that he can duke it out with the best of them, and good for him. Jillian Poon, very consistent, some lovely draw bowling, and I'm sure that'll be quite a match as well. Alan and Vivian, what a good combination they've been. They've played together before, and so it's going to be, like we were saying yesterday, against a team of experience, against a team of youth here. So good to see the newer bowlers coming through and competing, and that's been exciting so far.
So while the bowlers complete their trial bowls, we'll take a quick break and fill you in on some of the good news from some of our sponsors.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by the Rosedale on Robson Suite Hotel, offering great ticket packages to all Vancouver hockey home games, just 3 short blocks from the hotel to Rogers Arena. The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by myvega.ca. All plant, all welcome. At Vega, they're passionate about making delicious plant-based nutrition that's good for the planet and those who live on it. The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by Nestle Canada. Good food, good life. Working towards making a difference in the communities in which we live and work.
Semifinal action coming up between the rink of Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung against Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor, as teams give themselves a bit of an encouragement, a little good luck kiss shared between Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor, which is always sweet to see.
Indeed. Keep it in the family. That's excellent. Also, too, playing in the consolation round right now for a chance at some cash. Fifth place is $750 and sixth place is $600, and that game is going to be between Zoe Chan and her teammate Pat Bird from Calgary, going up against James Chan and Anita Lee, who had a wonderful last game, and defeating another husband and wife couple from Alberta, Jesse and John McDonald.
And it's just been a fantastic day of matches. We've had one match, the final, of course, that Will Hall came out victorious over Jerome Kirby, go to a tiebreaker. And very tight match as well between Paul Choi and Lorraine Choi and Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon, which the young bowlers Hoy and Poon came out just edging out the more experienced rivals. So it's been an exciting day of bowls, and really looking forward to seeing how this all pans out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And just a reminder, we talked about the consolation payouts. The winning team will come away with $3,000. The runner-up $2,000. Third place $1,400, and fourth place $900. This is all part of the $15,000 pot that these teams have been playing for. And just a reminder, Will Hall walked away with $1,500 for his victory in the Bruce Matheson Open Singles. And Kerry Mans, who's playing on Rink 4, he spoke with Bruce Matheson this morning and had a nice chat with him. Sadly, due to health reasons, Bruce wasn't able to be here today, but he did say he was quite honored and pleased that there was a tournament named in his honor. So we will happy to hopefully continue this with years to come. There's the bell.
There's the bell, and we are underway as Marie Taylor has won the mat and will open up this Pacific Coast Open Mixed Pairs semifinal. To be a shorter jack, sort of mid-range, to open things up. And we are underway. The Taylors, both Malcolm and Marie, will be rolling the black bowls today. And with Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung, Kerry Mans has the striped red, white, and blue bowls, which are quite distinctive and easy to pick off, while Rainbow Lung here is rolling the purplish blue bowls.
Well, I once had a purple car, and I went to ICBC, and they said, what's the color of your car? And I said, well, it's kind of a mauve, lavender kind of thing. And they pulled out this little color chart, and it had all these variations, and I said, what's that one? She goes, it's purple. That's it, no matter what. We're not getting into fancy, it's just purple. So we'll go with that.
After two tight draws to the front, we get our first back bowl. And the cream has certainly risen to the top here in the knockout rounds, as we've seen some really excellent matches and tough groups as well for these players to get through.
Oh, I thought you were ordering a coffee there for a second there, Bill.
Might need one after 5 matches.
Yes, you've done a great job. Well done. Game's moving quickly here. Both teams are, they're very responsive to the head changes. Not dawdlers for sure. They get right into it.
And both of these teams just finished up their matches not less than half an hour ago. So certainly a desire for them, for both of these teams, to keep up some of the momentum that they had built from and not cool off from their previous matches.
That's right, keeping that adrenaline going for sure.
And also not taking the time to sort of not taking the time to have that sort of moment where you're thinking about the magnitude of your shots and the magnitude of these matches at these points. In this case, staying busy and not allowing the mental part of your game to sort of veer off into the seriousness of it is it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean the skill level of all these four players are the Taylors have over 30 years experience. Carrie Mann's 20 plus, and Rainbow in the same vicinity. So they're watching ahead. They're making their decisions right away. So it's not. This is a game of experience, and we'll see how it plays out. Carrie's taking the tee,
and
Malcolm's ball coming away.
Malcolm Taylor currently has a ball currently holding, and that comes up short.
Marie's first ball holding on.
Yeah.
Oh, almost a little wick in there.
And Malcolm Taylor's final ball of the first end.
The club is all abuzz. It is a lot of well-wishers and fans of Bulls have come into the club today, this Sunday afternoon, and you can hear the vibe behind us. A lot of excitement, and I'm sure we'll be hearing applauds from many good shots.
And final ball lands well behind the jack and still holding one. Kerry Mans with an opportunity here to draw in. And he's coming in hard instead. He's going to come in with power and connects with his with the balls in the front. But in the end, that worked out for him as Rainbow Lung's purple ball is the difference right now.
And I think she's got a second there, does she not?
Quite appears to be. Let's see what they put up on the board here. They were quick to agree on it, so. So, not much shaping up there till the final shot, but man, did that count. They get one out of it in the end, but quite possibly could have been two. It's still great result from that drive.
I mean, Kerry hit it just the way he needed it to, right? He moved the one contested ball there and left Rainbow's ball on the spot, and well done. So we're probably looking at about a 27, 28 meter jack length here. I see your lunch has just arrived.
Yes, thanks to the folks from IGA.
Wow.
I've got a massive sandwich here.
That's a beauty. Here, whoa, it's got a bit of weight to it as well. I'll just hold on to that for you.
And it's the fanciest sandwich yet. It's turkey brie and cranberry.
Oh my goodness, it's like Thanksgiving in a box.
Opening bowl's looking good here. Lunch will have to wait. We've got business.
We've got work to do.
And really nice opening bowls from Rainbow Lung.
Actually, in my first year here at PIBC, it was a game playing with against Rainbow Lung and her husband Daniel and Vivian Chan, who's also in action today in a triples match. And I truly learned the roles of each bowler, and Rainbow was the lead, and she set up some beautiful bowls just around. Vivian came in, blocked the entrance, and Daniel just made sure I couldn't get anything in there. So it was a very humbling experience. They did celebrate my success when I finally got one bowl in past them, but it was quite a learning experience. And that's the beauty here at PIBC is the mentoring and the camaraderie and learning from the experience, and certainly from some very seasoned and exceptional bowlers.
And Rainbow Lung lands 2 by the jack, and here comes Marie Taylor's final bowl of the end. Just misses the jack. It could turn into a useful back bowl later on.
Yeah, holding the back's an important spot.
Both players, we've seen a constant run of long jacks throughout today, especially, but throughout this mixed pairs tournament. It's kind of refreshing to see the players playing the tee mat close to the tee line, but the jack running short just past the hog.
Mm-hmm. Well, because being indoors, it's a fast rink. We've talked about this throughout the week, and it's let the bowls run. But that's good when things get away from you. Oh, that's a lovely draw by Carrie. But be ready to be able to pull back when they shorten up those jacks.
Right now, rink of Carrie Mans and Rainbow Lung holding 3 at least, maybe 4, and maybe causing some issues here early on for Malcolm Taylor.
Oh.
His first one brushes just past.
We started off with 24 teams in the Pacific Coast Open mixed pairs, and we're down to the nitty-gritty here, just the final 4 teams. But that's not all for chances for the other players who didn't make it to either the consolation or this round. There will be a draw for 2 sets of Arrow bowls, donated by Arrow Bowls, of course, and they will be drawn for teams that did not get into the money, so they may go away with a new set of bowls. So that's something that's going to happen after this match.
Malcolm Taylor still drawing short. Kerry Mans took advantage of his position at the moment, holding a few to send his second bowl to the back to claim the tee. And this is Kerry Mans' final bowl of the end. And that sits out in front, possibly, not quite in the line, but possibly a hindrance for Malcolm Taylor, a little hazard to get around.
It's quite in front. It looks like it's almost 4 feet, 3.5, 4 feet. So I think with a bit of controlled weight or just make it a draw, he should be able to get in there.
And Malcolm Taylor's final shot at the end.
And just off to the side.
So, well, it gets the kind flop at the end. We'll see if that makes a difference as to whether it's 1 or 2 here. We'll let the players sort this one out. Obviously 1. And looks kind of tight there on that second bowl.
Oh, we are going to measure.
Already, it's pulling out the tape right away. And it's 2. So bright start to this match for the rink of Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung as they are up 3-0 after 2 ends. And once again, start of the third end, favoring that sort of mid-distance. 3.5 meters and some change above the tee. And the opening bowl from Rainbow Lung. And it's those types of draws are just trademark.
Yes, indeed. That is Rainbow all over. And Rainbow actually came away with a bit of money today in the open singles. She got a fifth place prize, so she's already in the money today. So she's hoping for a little bit more. She came away with $550 for her fifth place finish in the singles. So yeah, she's eyeing that $3,000 prize for sure.
Second bowl in the back.
That thundering bowl that we just heard, that was from Pat Bird playing on the East Green. And he and Zoe Chan are just 1 point behind right now of Anita and James Chen. They're only in their second end at this point.
And that is in the consolation round, which has some prize money involved there. As Rainbow Lung surrounds that jack. And last bowl from Marie Taylor. And this is looking much better for Marie.
Yeah, well done. Jack high?
Jack high, not counting, but at the same time, in the middle of the head that breaks up that collection of purple bowls. But wide open for the skips.
Well, I mean, that's the skip's dream, right? You don't have any bowls in front to worry about. Everything's in the back, all things that you can work with, possibly move things around. Carrie's probably going to try and just move the jack a little bit. Just a nice little nudge, pushing it towards Rainbow's other two that are just in the back. Distance itself from Marie's best bowl.
Taylor wasting no time, pretty much delivering as soon as the mat becomes available to him.
On top of the cash prizes, the winners of both the open singles and the mixed pairs get a lovely piece of artwork that has been designed by Jocelyn Pransky. She lives in Victoria, and it's a bit of an ocean scene. It's quite attractive in a circular tray, and it's got a plaque on it and identifying today's events. And she works for Flow and Design Studios, so there's something to look at, some of her artwork. So it's nice to have a local artist being supported through this and being a part of our tournament as well.
And both skips heading down to the head after a useful bowl from Malcolm Taylor. It's just sitting off to the right-hand side of the jack there.
Once again, it's still tempting for Carey to try and move that jack closer, because he's got two rainbow and one of his last bowl back there to possibly score a couple here.
See what he does with his final bowl of this end. He's looking to click in off Malcolm Taylor's bowl,
smart.
and that is
Moved it
that
out.
is just as useful.
Yes, indeed.
A little less risk and a little more reward.
Now, I haven't had a chat with Kerry on this, but he has coached the U.S. lawn bowling team, so I'm not sure if that's where he's got his red, white, and blue bowls from, but he has been quite a mentor and coach for up-and-coming bowlers, and has been a member of the Canadian national team as well.
That sets up what could be a very important early shot here for Malcolm Taylor. I apologize. Very early in the match, but in a position right now to deliver a bowl in order to avoid giving up multiple points in this end.
Oh dear.
And indeed. So this could be a costly end for the Taylor rink as they settle all of the bowls, and it looks like they've scored 3 already.
Oh, it's 4.
And it's most likely 4, and the question is it even more? And they're still looking at the angles. It's not obvious to them. See if they have to pull out a measuring tape, and that's indeed what they'll do, but the damage is 4 so far. And it's good to see that they haven't brought out the umpires for this one.
Well, I don't know. The umpires live for that moment. You know, they can only sit on their duffs for so long. I believe they like a little engagement to get out there and be a part of it. So
we know that was a significant end for the team of Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung, as they picked up at least 4 points, and that is it. They are up 7-0. And it's early. It's still early days. It's only the end of the 4th end, and we were scheduled for 14 today. But it's no one ever likes to give up 4 points in an end.
no, you'd like to get on the board early, and it takes the pressure off for sure. And also to thank the umpires for all their time and help that they have put towards this tournament. It is a thankless job, but a very important one, and they are there to keep us on the straight and narrow. And we are privileged to have head umpire George Cubis leading the team today.
And excellent work they have done, especially in those areas where they've been called on. I've seen them do some extremely difficult measurements where in some cases both bowls were touching the tee. And as we say, and as the umpires say, someone is always closer, even in those situations.
Yeah, when it's that close. You have to get those little narrow pieces of white paper and sliding underneath there and see who is actually the tighter of the toucher. So it is it's a hard job, and certainly got to limber up if you have to get down on your knees, and it's like gardening, you got to get right down in there and get in the dirt, and there's no easy job there.
And much looser head than what we saw in the previous end so far after 4 bowls delivered. Coming in, pulls up well in front. And Marie Taylor with her final bowl of the end. Just veers off from the right-hand side.
You see Alan Loss over on rink 5. He's shaking his head. He's not too happy with his last bowl. Because they are down right now against Nathaniel Hoy and Julian Poon. They're up 3-1 after their 3 ends.
Now 4-1 at the end of at the end of 3 ends.
You have a better view of that scoreboard than I do, so thank you for the correction.
They just flipped it while you were talking about it.
I'm always rushing things, I know. Patience.
Kerry Vance with his opening bowl. And settles about a 1.5 in front of the jack.
That gives them 2, I think, at this point. Well, the Taylors have all the back bowls right now, so there's the temptation to try and get that jack moved.
And they would really like to get some momentum going here, even though it's early ends. You don't want the match to run too far away from you.
Exactly, and very wise from Kerry. He throws a deep bowl and takes the tee, and so that's takes some of the flash away from Malcolm there in trying to move the jack. But there's still a chance that a little jack movement could pay off for them.
And this is a nice bowl from Malcolm Taylor, who just wicks in just ever so gently off of the bowl of Kerry Mans out in front, and now they're holding. Kerry Mans with his final bowl and his response. And this is looking all right. It just veers off.
Just misses.
But on the other hand, Malcolm Taylor with his final bowl coming up. Holding one. That bowl by Rainbow Lung just off to the left-hand side is the difference at the moment. Perhaps Kerry Mann's bowl in front as well. It will be a difficult task to get more than one out of this.
Well, it looks like Malcolm's going to declare.
Yep, if I'm not even going to risk it, make sure you get on the board and take the end and move on. So, fairly wise choice, I would think, this early on.
Well, any chance of moving out, as I said, getting on the board, that takes the pressure off. You don't want to give that one away right now. Let's they can set the length now. Maybe we'll see what Marie chooses. Well, Malcolm's standing by the tee, so I guess he's calling for something long. Yes, it looks like we're going to go to the one short.
Still deeper. It's still the longest jack we've seen over the first 4 ends of this match. So
yeah, that's probably about like a 29.5 meter jack length here. So yes, definitely a little bit longer than the previous. We'll see if that makes a difference or works for the Taylors.
Shane and I were talking about this in earlier broadcasts as well. I mean, we're into day 5 of this tournament. Many of these players have also played in the singles round of this tournament, and it's a lot of games compressed into a few days. And you wonder a bit about fatigue, and at the same time you also look at the other side of it, where players who have, especially at this stage, who have all of the momentum coming into this, just want to keep that going.
Indeed. I mean, if we're looking at the players out there, Jillian and Alan, Nathaniel, Malcolm, in the consolation round, Pat Bird, Zoe Chan, all played in the singles as well. So they've had a full week. And they're still bowling, so full credit to them, because it is, we are in an enclosed basement, basically, a lovely basement, I must say. But you're still, we get so used to playing outdoors and get the fresh air and all this, and so we're working in an environment that is, you like to get outside and change the environment a little bit. But they've put in a lot of time, so full credit to them for still gunning for it and still bowling so well.
And it's a very, very open head at the end of the lead bowls here. Jack is well exposed, and Marie Taylor's 2 black bowls off to the side, along with Rainbow Lung at almost equal distance. No real advantage out of those opening bowls.
No, we'll leave this end up to the skips to sort it out. But some bowls in the back, maybe we'll see some Jack movement here.
And we'll see as well Malcolm Taylor choosing this length and see if it's a length that suits him and one that he can take advantage of. Bit too much on his opening bowl, but it will hang on in the back. And Gary Mann's wasting no time.
No, Gary plays the game quick. He knows what he needs to do, and he's done it. Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice draw that. Now Malcolm Taylor's reply.
The line looks pretty good.
This is looking really good from Malcolm Taylor, and that is a very nice draw and type of bowl that he's looking for right now.
Well, keep that momentum. They got that single point. Why not open the floodgates here and get back in this game, make it a tighter one? Carey looks a little off line, crossing the center line early. He's scratching his head on that one.
As we well know, it happens to all of us.
Malcolm's also a little on the inside here. He'll be ended up close to where.
And looking at his
Carey's
body language as he released that bull, he kind of knew that it wasn't going where he needed it to. And this one, crossing over, see the idea there, but just not executed. So another single point given up as Malcolm Taylor takes his second consecutive end. Still 7-2 for the rink of Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung over Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor. With 5 ends in the books.
We can see over at 6-1 now, over at rink 5. Nathaniel and Jillian leading over Vivian Chan and Alan Wass. And in the consolation round, over on the other green, it is Anita and James leading 2-1 after 3 ends over Pat Bird and Zoe Chan.
Marie Taylor takes a moment to reset before delivering her bowl. And that was a smart choice, as it just touches off the jack and settles behind. Winner of today's match won't have a lot of time to savor their victory, as they'll be thrust right into the mixed pairs finals coming up at about 5 o'clock Pacific time this evening.
As will the losers. They will have to go into the bronze medal match right away, so that'll all be held at the same time. I have a cute story from for those who are fans of Will and Grace. We have our own Will and Grace here at PIBC. Will Hall, the victor in the Bruce Matheson Open Singles. Well, his partner, Grace, when she was listening on the live stream, and when Will made it into the semifinals, the first words out of her mouth was, "King Crab." And I sort of, when I heard the story, I'm going, what are we talking about here? Is that a nickname for Will or something? But no, apparently Will was let it go. If he won money in this tournament, that they would go for a king crab dinner at a restaurant. And so Grace very excited that that dinner is going. Maybe she'll have 2 servings since he won the whole tournament.
And I spoke to Will, and I can confirm that that dinner either did or will indeed take place. So Rainbow Lung with her 3 bowls symmetrically in the front, and Marie Taylor's
Wow, lovely cluster there.
exactly. So
Just enough room to push that jack into the middle. There's a task for Malcolm. Boy, wouldn't that be a nice shot?
this is almost like, this head is almost a practice drill.
Exactly, that's what it looks like. You're right.
And first bowl comes up short, but closes that gap on that side, and in a way takes away some of the options towards the ditch side.
Well, knowing Kerry as I do, I certainly could see him, if he chose to, come that side and wick off of Rainbows into the. But as Kerry's been doing, he's protecting the back. Nice line, safe spot there. Here comes Malcolm's ball.
And this is looking not bad, just needed a bit more speed on it, a little bit more weight.
Yeah, he wants to cross in between the 2 rainbow bowls there, and he's just pulling himself a bit narrow and a bit short. So, but the window's still there for him to come in, or he comes a little bit wider and come around the top of Rainbow's bowl there. It's certainly a doable draw.
And Kerry Mann's bowl coming into that gap, making it a bit narrow. I mean, there's still room to draw to the outside of that purple bowl.
Yeah, Marie's just indicated to Malcolm that is indeed still there, so just needs to take a bit more green.
Malcolm Taylor's final bowl. Difficult to say who's holding as well, although Malcolm Taylor might make a claim to that on his final bowl.
Yeah, he bullied his way through there, but
And Kerry Mans is going to come up and take a look at the head. That draw to the left-hand side of your screen would look to be the simplest option here.
well, we say it's simple, but it seems both players have been having a struggle trying to get out wide there. Everything seems to be coming in tighter.
Yeah, and I should clarify as well, when I say simple, is maybe the most obvious option. Yeah.
Yes, it's easy to be sitting here in the comfort of our seats here.
But at the same time, these players are capable of really spectacular shots that they have their own ideas.
Well, Kerry was sort of indicating with the swing of his feet that I think he's thinking of either just pushing his over or punching Malcolm right out of contention there. So we'll see. Oh, here it comes.
Oh yeah, this is power. This is pure power from Kerry Mans.
Oh,
and
no.
and
no.
did not pay off, and this is going to be costly.
Well,
It's
3
at
for
least
sure. 4.
I would
maybe.
say it's at least 4. And they're pulling out. They're going to pull out the first 3 that are obvious.
That was a precursor to what I said before about the jack going right into that mix. Oh dear.
They're going to need a measurement, so just to see if it is 4. But did the Taylors ever need that break
Oh, yeah.
at this stage of the match?
Well, we'll also see that Carey not going to be happy with that, so he's going to.
And it is 4. I believe they signaled 4. I might be wrong. We'll wait and see until they throw it up on the board here. But that is a huge match, huge end. And it was just 3 points for the Taylors, but as mentioned, 3 very vital points.
Well, they were down 7-0, and now they're just down by 2. So big change for them. Momentum going their way. But I wouldn't count Carey. I mean, we can see Carey sitting there. He's probably a bit angry with himself, but he's tenacious. He'll come back, and we'll see that.
Yeah.
We'll see them play hard, and I don't see this is I mean, it's early in the match too, so.
At the same time, they still have the lead here, so it is not the same lead that they had a few ends ago, but also at the same time, always better to be ahead than behind.
No, Carey is a great driver when it comes to throwing weight, and as you can see the accuracy there, but boy, it just went into the wrong spot. But I don't think that'll deter him from any further throwing weight. It's part of his toolkit, and he makes good use of it. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah, and you don't get to this level without taking risks.
We start to see a lead building here for Nathaniel and Jillian. They're now up 8-1 after 5 ends over Vivian and Ellen.
Of course, they were featured in our thrilling quarterfinal just before this match, which went down to the final end.
Indeed, it
the
was
final shot of the final end.
It was a very exciting match. Almost as exciting as Nathaniel's shirt. He has the most colorful, unique shirt in the tournament.
As we spoke a little bit about the fact that Nathaniel is a cool character on the greens, but to say nothing for his fashion sense. And Rainbow Lung with a collection of her blue bowls just behind the jack, so
I believe we agree they were purple.
Purple. I will say purple. I will say purple. But lots for the skips to work with here. And opening bowl for Malcolm Taylor. Drifting long, but will hold the tee.
Well, he seemed happy with that, so must be part of the game plan.
Yeah, the 3 bowls per player in this format. Some players have said it kind of limits their strategic options as opposed to having 4 bowls, but at the same time, gives a nice sort of sense of urgency to some of these.
Well, we don't, and generally here in the Vancouver area, we generally play a 3-bowl pair format. 4 bowls, generally more of a club thing, and that just makes them more for a busier head, right? You might take the benefit of having that extra bowl, but then you're having to plow through extra bowls. So,
exactly.
But 3-bowl pairs seems to be the preferred format, certainly for tournament play.
It is the rugby sevens of pairs bowling, for lack of a better analogy.
Wow. Yeah, this is a non-contact sport, you know.
Yeah, true enough, most of the time. Nice draw there by Kerry Mans, holding at least 2 by the looks of things at the moment. And this is Malcolm Taylor delivering his bowl here in the 7th end. And just drifts wide, leaving an opportunity here for Kerry Mans on his final bowl. Kerry Mans wanting a bit of information before
Really wants to be careful this time, you know, after the fiasco that was the 5th end. He wants to make sure, or I should say the 6th end, make sure that he's going to get some of those points back from what happened last end.
wants to draw in, but turns out wide to begin with, so they'll take some points here. Looks, from our vantage point, appears to be 2, possibly 3, but the players know themselves, so they'll put that up on the board and we will know momentarily. But that's a good reply end from Kerry Mance and Rainbow Lung after giving up the big end back in the 6th. So they built up a 9-5 lead here halfway through the match.
14 ends is the play, and because these are knockout rounds, they've extended the play time up to 1 hour and 50 minutes. And in the quarterfinals, every team finished within that time zone. So I think people are more comfortable with that 1 hour and 50 minutes compared to the round robin play where they only had 1 hour and 40 minutes. So that 10 minutes really seems to be just bang on for how much time it needs to get these games through.
And a strong opening bowl from Rainbow Lung. With the success of this tournament this week, it's the first edition of the Pacific Coast Open. It's heartening to hear already talk about how this could become bigger and better next year.
Indeed, there's been the place has been all a buzz about what worked, what didn't work this year. So the PIBC board is really gunning for bigger and better next year, and we wish them the best of luck with that.
It's the opportunity to bring in top caliber bowlers from across Canada and beyond.
Yes, we had one American bowler. That was Alexis Vandenbos from Seattle. She has been a PIBC member in past years before COVID. And so hopefully we'll see more bowlers coming from the south and maybe more from the east as well. We did have representation from both Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. So hopefully we'll see more from maybe Ontario, Quebec, and maybe even some of the eastern provinces as well.
And if you're a top bowler who happens to be tuning into our live stream, wherever you are from around the world, keep an eye out for the announcements on the PIBC website regarding next year's Pacific Coast Open. Maybe there's a spot for you in that in this roster for next season.
That worked out nicely for Murray.
Nice way for Marie Taylor to finish that the opening lead bowls. And we'll be back with the skip bowls in just one moment.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by IGA Robson Street. Conveniently located in the heart of downtown Vancouver and close to numerous hotels and venues. Proud to offer an in-store butcher and full-service deli.
And we're back with Kerry Mann's opening bowl here in the 8th end. the rink of Kerry Mans and Rainbow Lung enjoying a 9-5 lead in this semifinal. And
Great ball.
yeah, Kerry Mans budges his way inside. Not the tightest hit, but still not a lot of room there either.
I kind of like that head. I wish I had more heads like that. You know, these are the ones where you can use the sort of the wing bowl, just softly come on in. Here comes Malcolm. Push.
And he
Yep.
pushes the ball away, and
Maybe took second there.
yeah, it still appears that red, white, and blue bowl of Kerry Mans is holding at the moment. It is very tight beyond that. Rainbow Lung's purple bowl in front. Rainbow has signaled to her partner that she believes it's 2 at this point for their team, but of course, wait for a measurement if that becomes necessary later on. And it's taking a walk down the green with permission of the umpire after his, prior to his third bowl. Of course, you can ask the umpire for permission to go see the head prior to your third bowl if need be, and they're rarely going to say no.
Just a little shy.
Malcolm Taylor might be looking at some options here. Don't know if he's looking to maybe remove those bowls from the front or try to find a way to maybe draw around or wick in.
Well, certainly, if you can get rid of Kerry's bowl, there's a chance that they could have a multiple score here, maybe 2.
This one looks to be veering off.
Oh dear, yes.
Yes. So not quite the result he wanted as the bowl goes beyond the boundary. And an opportunity for Kerry Mans to perhaps protect those points sitting in front of the head.
Malcolm still has last ball. And Kerry just protecting the back.
Playing it safe. Holding one at least. Maybe 2.
Malcolm walking back slowly, taking a look, making his plan here.
And it's a difficult shot either way, but experienced bowler like Malcolm Taylor has seen this before.
Certainly, too. He had great success in the Netherlands back in the 90s. Won numerous gold medals, also in the U.S. Open as well. So he's seen his share of challenges. There it comes.
Ooh,
Oh,
just off to the inside, and they will total this up. They've already got the measuring tape out for the second one, so 1 at least, possibly 2, measuring up against Rainbow Lung's bowl in front. They'll start off with Marie Taylor's bowl off to the side, and wait for the signal.
oh,
They will
the
call
umpire.
out the umpire here for the measurement, as there is no consensus between the players on this one.
All right, Polls BC representative Darren Hutchinson, also an umpire here in BC. He's been called in to check this one. Darren bowls out of New Westminster.
Only 1 point on the line, but you want to be certain each time.
Well, it could be that 1 point difference that sends you to the finals or to the or to the bronze medal match. So everyone counts.
So, Darren Hutchinson being very methodical and careful with this measurement.
Well, you want to be very, very sure you don't move that jack when you're pushing your measure up to it, and need to measure twice just to be 100% sure.
And it is amazing how precise they can be with these measurements when there's just a hair's difference between these two bowls.
Well, it's quite a technique, and George Cubis has gone around to a lot of the Lower Mainland clubs offering markers courses and how to measure properly, and so it's been very. I know a number of clubs have taken advantage of that, and obviously it helps the game. Knowing and stronger knowledge of the rules and the procedures, and I've certainly taken my share of these courses, and I feel more confident when I'm out there. So it looks like it's rainbows.
Yeah, it does appear to be 2 to the rink of Kerry Manson Rainbow Lung, and just by a whisker, and puts them ahead 13-5.
11.
Sorry. 11. Oh, they already put the score?
Yes.
Okay, so 11-5. My bad.
It was
9-5.
Yeah.
There we go. My bad. I'm just looking up at the scoreboard.
But glad to see that your addition is very solid.
Yeah. Math was not my major.
Your grade 1 teacher would be very pleased with you. And we quickly saw an update there on rink 5 that Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon now up 10-1 over Vivian and Ellen. That game after 7 ends.
Once again, another impressive performance by the rink of Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon.
Oh, I think they have their eyes on the prize. There's no two ways about it. Nathaniel has been pretty calm through most of the match. Jillian, I rarely see her flustered, so I think they have big plans. I think there's a payday in their future. Over in the consolation round, the team of Pat Bird and Zoe Chen, they are leading James Chen and Anita Lee 5-2 after 6 ends.
This one hugging the ditch side.
I always like to see this as sort of like roller derby. You know, when you get tight to the ditch side and it runs along that tight line, and then it just swings off and kind of has a great turn into the head. So it's quite a gratifying feel when you hit the line right. Rainbow, wow, another great shot.
Yeah. I'll also note I just got a nice delivery of some herbal tea for my throat as I'm on game 4 of the day. Delivered by one of our markers, Monique Lamoureux, who happens to be related to me.
Indeed she is. And you're a lucky man for it. Because I see no deliveries coming to my side of this table. Though the kitchen staff here at PIBC has been very generous in helping me out through keeping me fed and watered through through this tournament. So I thank the kitchen staff for their looking after me in the absence of my family.
We want for nothing here. Opening bowls from the leads, looking good for Rainbow Lung. Laying 2 here. And a lot of traffic on both sides, as you can see.
Yeah, there is a risk on the forehand if comes in too heavy. You push Rainbows into the jack and possibly going over to Marie's bowls. So, as Carrie's been playing here, a little bit careful, puts it in the back, takes the back end of the game here.
And they have it covered on both sides there. Rainbow Lungs bowl also joining him in the back. Malcolm Taylor trying to draw around that, doesn't quite reach it, but gets a nice result out of that.
Definitely a good solid second. Oh, I guess it's the third position. Rainbow's indicating that her first 2 bowls are still holding 1 and 2. Malcolm taking third position there in the head, but he got around Marie's bowls quite well.
And
Carrie making sure he's got the tee.
so you're in these ends where you now have a 6-point lead, and start thinking a bit about preservation, especially when you've got the advantage of holding 2.
Malcolm crashed on Marie's bowl, so no change on their position. Losses a bit on
Man's
ball here.
final bowl looking really nice, and it's probably laying the third here. At least it appears so.
That whole right side is virtually Rainbow and Carrie's bowls, so a little difficult for Malcolm to punch his way through there. I don't know if the backhand is still an option for him. He hit the blocker there, and it seems to be in his line. Yeah, he's going to have to, I think he's just going to have to try cutting down here. Try and just get inside of the Rainbow's second bowl and maybe just give up 1 here and then work on the next end.
Yeah, they've made it extremely difficult for Malcolm here to take any points, but he's a gamer. Let's see what happens. Come to the inside. Will he get some contact? Oh, little contact,
Yeah,
but
he moved his bowl just a touch. I don't know if that is certainly enough.
there's certainly 2 there, and we're going to have a look at the third here with Rainbow Lungs bowl up top. They've already got the measure out. And it looks like it was just enough to save that extra point there. So that little nudge from Malcolm Taylor's bowl actually
Saved
a point.
Yeah,
So-
well done. It had purpose.
But it is 13-5 now with 9 ends in the books.
Look at you. You can read into the future because that's what you said last end. Wow. What are the winning lottery tickets? Give me those numbers, man. Just going to, while we have a moment, I'm just going to acknowledge that this tournament is being held on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish people. That includes the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, and we thank the MST for their stewardship since time immemorial.
And starting off the 10th end, still within reach for the Taylor rink, even at 13-5. Still a fair number of ends, but if you're going to mount the comeback, you might, this is the time to get started.
They're going to have to get a few multiples in the next few ends if they want to make this be a contender here. 5 ends to go.
Rainbow Lung coming in and drawing just off to the right of the tee. Very good spot.
In the consolation game, it is now 7-2 after 7 ends for the team of Zoe Chan and Pat Bird. Pat Bird, the only remaining out-of-towner left here in the competition. He plays out of Calgary and a 9-time Canadian champion. And so they're up against the Richmond team of James Chen and Anita Lee. But with only 7 ends played, lots of ends for them to still go and see if Anita and James can make a comeback. James had some beautiful bowls in his quarterfinal game, just raising up to the jack so delicately and stealing the points from the McDonald team and sent them back to Alberta.
Malcolm Taylor asking his partner to sweep in and maybe touch up against Rainbow Lung's bowl there. And bowl pulled up well short of the head. So not the result they wanted there, but still 3 bowls to go.
Both sides still open, still a draw on the forehand, on the ditch side, and certainly wide open on the backhand.
Here's a complete look at the head, and it's
can't complain about the line. They had the line virtually every time.
The
It's just a
line is
matter
there.
of the weight.
That is so north to south.
This looks like the Southern Cross there. And a nice bowl from Carey. Just a touch long.
Is headed towards the back. Will it stay? It will. Carryman's with this ball.
Okay. 2 on the tee for them.
Carrymans with his final ball, appears to maybe be holding 1 at the moment.
Last bowl, not a contender, so we're going to get down to measuring. Marie watching Rainbow do the measuring here. Now, with over 30 years bowling experience, Marie's last medal was back in 2019 in Winnipeg. She took a bronze medal at the Canadian women's singles. So still a contender after all those years.
And just waiting for the measurement here just to sort out. Looks like this could be a decent end actually for teams involved. And it looks like the Taylors have prevailed in this with
Was that 2?
it.
I saw Marie.
There's only one on the board, 13-7.
Well, that would have been 2 because they had 5 before.
Though, of course, 13-7. That would be 2.
Your grade 1 teacher is hanging her head in shame.
There's a reason that you're operating the score bug, bud.
All right, 13-7.
So much needed points for the Taylor rink as they now trail by 6 after 10 complete ends. So still within reach.
Well, as we said before, if you keep getting a couple, then there's a chance to make this an exciting finish.
It's interesting looking over at the other semifinal rink where Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon have a commanding 13-1 lead over their opponents, but they've only got 8 ends in so far.
Sure, and Alan just trying to throw some weight there, trying to sort of change their fate there. Sadly, it wasn't successful, and Jillian once again taking to the mat. So things not going their way at this point. But a solid team. They've bowled together before. Both Vivian and Alan have had successes in the singles before over recent years, but and have played together a couple of times this year in tournaments. So there is some skill there. So I'm hoping that they can make a run for it here.
Yeah, we've featured Alan Wass and Vivian Chen in our earlier live streams, and certainly well aware of the skill and talent that they are capable of. Just some matches just don't go your way, and that's what's happening right now on that rink.
Well, Rink 5 is probably one of the more challenging rinks here at PIBC. When you're coming back towards us on the backhand, it is extremely wide, and you really need to give it that extra weights to take on that extra mileage that it has to cover to come in. But it comes in beautifully, but sometimes you forget that, and if you're offline just a little bit, it just swings and crosses over. But when you find that line, it's a beautiful thing, but it is a tricky one. And Rink 5 is, I'd like to call it a bit of a widowmaker at times.
Skips are changing ends. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by ILPS.com. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1988, International Loss Prevention Systems are an innovator in the industry.
And Malcolm Taylor, first skip bowl of the 11th end, scheduled for 14. And a nice draw bowl from Malcolm to open up the end. It's not something that we've seen a lot of today. Less than what you expect from the quality bowlers.
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic bowl. But yes, it's taken Malcolm a little while to sort of get into his form. He played a solid game just an hour and a half ago. But it's a lot of bowls, and it's hard to have a quick cup of tea, grab a snack, and then get right back at it. So, it's a grueling tenure, really. I mean, they've had day one was on Thursday, then came back yesterday, and now we're doing it all over again. So. Malcolm didn't repeat his first bowl. Okay, there's opportunity here for Kerry. Looks like he's going to come on the forehand. Follow his last bowl.
We come in and Wick off of Rainbow Lungs Bowl. Missed. 1 for 1 there.
Malcolm seems content with this one. Oh, it had the line, but not the weight. Some applause there on rink number 5. Nathaniel with a beautiful draw bell.
Yeah, just right to the jack and just keeping up the pressure on Alan Moss's side. Kerry Mans, meanwhile, visiting the head here. That is the Malcolm Taylor Bowl, is the one that's holding right behind the jack there. Not too much concern if you have to give up just one here.
Alan Ross with a nice attempt, and Jillian and Nathaniel still holding one in their current head.
Kerry Mans with his final bowl, and it is coming in
torpedo.
Heavy. Oh, just misses. But I shudder to think what would have happened if it hit something.
Well, I shuddered. I felt that. I felt that thud. Boy.
So it is one more to the rink of Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor as they narrow the gap by 1. Now trailing 13-8.
There was a couple of years back, and Kerry Mans was practicing here, and he was aiming and taking out jacks, and in 1 week he took out 2 pictures and shattered the frames. He hit the jack so high that it became airborne. Probably a reason why we don't have any frames at the back wall any longer. Nice clean look there in the back, but we used to have a lot of memorabilia and frames and such along there.
You'll trade off the broken frames for holes in the wall.
Well, it is concrete, so hopefully it'll just be a dimple.
Long jack to open up the 12th end here. Make sure you're out, Rainbow. 4:30 in the afternoon. We did get started late, so I'm not fully aware of just how deep we are into this game, but there is an hour and 50-minute time limit that these players need to be cognizant of at this point. Of course, if they deliver the jack for the final end before the bell sounds, they will complete that end.
And if they happen to be tied at the end of their 14 ends, it will be a winner-take-all one-end tiebreak. Oh, this is close.
It's a nice shot there by Marie Taylor.
Well done.
Maybe the Taylors finding their groove here in the later ends, just when it's most needed.
Indeed, indeed. The Oz that you heard was Alan throwing some weight there, but sadly didn't get the outcome that he was looking for, but a very good effort.
Meanwhile, great reply here by Rainbow Lung to Marie Taylor's last bowl, settling in behind the jack.
That's a great spot too. So deep on the field of play here, and any movement could put something into the ditch there, and making it even that more difficult to play when you're playing this deep on a rink.
Rainbow Lung's last bowl at the 12th end before we turn it over to the skips.
I'm gonna sit on her first one.
And they'll end the lead bowls by holding one.
A ball behind the jack, basically jack level.
And we'll be back with the skip bowls in just one moment.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by Old Dutch. Quality lives here. Leading the way in taste, quality, innovation, and industry standards. Committed to better snack products.
Malcolm Taylor opening up the skip bowls for the 12th end here. Down 13-8. And this one is just too much, too heavy, and was headed for the ditch.
And that's what I was conveying in just before the break, that when you're playing this deep, it's all precision. It's you've got to be right on it now. Any mishaps like that, you waste a bowl in the ditch. Oh, it's just short.
Malcolm's second bowl. Better line on this one. Might bump his own up. Oh, good spot. It settles in. But,
Number two.
That Rainbow Lung purple bowl in the back is still the difference.
So a good adjustment from Malcolm there in that last bowl, from his last bowl.
And this is looking decent from Kerry Mans as well. Just not enough weight.
Contesting for the second position.
Okay, so Malcolm coming in here. Not tons of weight on this, but maybe looking to draw in here. And we'll see what sort of line. He's going to careen off of Kerry Mans' bowl. And Rainbow Lung in a position, her bowl right now is the difference to take the end. And I don't think Kerry Mans is going to mess around too much with this one. Still going to roll a draw bowl by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's got nice line.
This
Really
is
nice line.
looking really good, and it takes the second point, and that's that could pretty much be the dagger in the heart of this match.
Well, certainly makes the road a little harder.
It is 15-8 after 12 ends.
Yeah, 7-2 ends is it's a tough call.
But still, a great tournament for the Taylors, nonetheless, and they will finish in the money regardless.
Well, after that, they defeated a Canada national team of Jordan Koss and Ozzie Chambers in the quarterfinals to get here, and it was a nail biter right down to it. And it was just it was up to Malcolm with some of his final bowls that just outdrew experienced bowler Jordan Koss. So, as I've been told by many experienced bowlers, there's only so many rabbits you can pull out of the hat. It's not an endless. It's not an endless magic trick.
But we're not done yet. There's still an opportunity here, but the rink of Malcolm and Marie Taylor will have to perform something quite special here in order to win the match or force a tiebreaker.
And just as a reminder that they, if all the people who don't win and go on to the finals, they are still playing for the bronze medal and cash. Third place is third place is $1,400 and fourth place is $900. So there's still a payday to be had.
Yeah. And that's been one of the strengths of this tournament, is that the ability for these players, even if they get eliminated, to play meaningful matches that are worth something.
Exactly.
And Rainbow Lung just taps the jack over towards Marie Taylor's bowl, which will work to their advantage. Taylor looks to be coming in, not totally wide, but might be able to wick in there as well.
Well, good enough for second place, it looks like.
Yeah, it does appear so.
And once again, lots of bowls behind, so we'll see some great action from the skips coming up.
And we'll have that action from the skips in just one moment.
The Pacific Coast Open is brought to you in part by Pepsi. From the exciting fizz when you sip it to the satisfied ah when you taste it, Pepsi brings a refreshing attitude to everything you do.
And Carrie Mann's delivering first skip bowl. Up by a comfortable margin, but not an insurmountable one. And his first bowl
Hard luck.
cuts things right down.
It was a nice toucher. But still went to Marie's bowl. I think there must be a magnet in that because Rainbow knocked it towards that one. And now he's even tightened it up even more. Team of Pat Bird and Zoe Chan up 10-3 over Anita Lee and James Chen. That's 10 ends complete. That's the consolation round that's going on right now.
Taylor taking some time to deliver this bowl. Needs to be precise and certain. And there it goes. Needs multiple points in these ends to have hope. And there's a nice wick, not enough to dislodge the Carrie Mann's bowl right next to it, but still, only his first bowl, good position. Mann's coming around, but this one veers off and stays within the boundary, so it's still in play. Well within from this angle. And Malcolm Taylor's bowl. Same spot except deeper.
Well, this could be advantageous because Carrie's probably looking at the situation here. If he comes in with a bit of weight and hitting Marie's bowl, that jack's probably, well, if it stays in, it could go deep, and his back bowl, Malcolm's back bowl, will be there hopefully to catch it. But indeed, if it does go hard and into the side ditch, it will be re-spotted on the tee, which, well, it looks like Rainbow probably has the advantage for the tee.
It is a relative low-risk proposition for Carrie Mann's this time around, unlike his previous drive. where in this case, even modest success with the drive, if he connects with that jack, you're in a position to end the match.
It's not a lot of weight. We'll see. Just maybe want to just push it off.
Yeah.
But it's not big.
Yeah, it's this.
I think he's comfortable with conceding the single here.
Now we have to
Malcolm
look
does
at-
have a bowl left.
He does have a bowl left, and you have to look at the possibilities here for Malcolm. Multiple points, maybe a 2 if he can knock it backwards and follow it. But 1 point would mean they would need to be absolutely perfect in the final end.
Yes, I mean this is it's a very tough ask here, but we'll see what he's got.
And that's going to just fly through the head, slightly touching Rainbow Lung's bowl. And it will be 1 to Malcolm Taylor, but they will have it all to do in the final end as they are down by 6. And in fact, they're shaking hands, and it looks like they will not play the 14th end as the Taylors have opted to concede. But generally, well-played match by both teams, and what a great tournament for Malcolm Taylor and Marie Taylor, getting all the way to the semifinals, and still a chance at the bronze medal in the third-place game, but it will be the team of Carrie Mance and Rainbow Lung advancing to our mixed pairs final, and they will face, by the looks of it, right now Nathaniel Hoy and Jillian Poon are up 15-2 over the rink of Alan Ross and Vivian Chen. They've just finished they're in the midway through the 12th end right now, but
Look, it's once again, that's another hard road to go to try and to change the outcome here. It looks like it's Nathaniel and Jillian's game for sure.
And either way, regardless what happens, we will be back with the mixed pairs final coming up at approximately 5 o'clock Pacific time, running a little bit behind schedule
So
now at
maybe
this point.
5:30 would be more, because we
Well,
do have some presentations after this is complete, and so I think let's call it maybe sometime after 5:15, 5:30.
Well, what I can advise our live stream audience is that we're going to sign off right now. We have a separate live stream set up for the mixed pairs final later on, so please keep an eye out on that. We'll have a screen up roughly anywhere from half an hour to 20 minutes before the scheduled start of that. And you'll be able to call that up, and we'll be able to bring that to you live when it happens. So want to thank you all for tuning in. You've been a wonderful audience, and we've gotten great feedback from you all regarding the live stream of this great event. And we will be back shortly with the grand finale of the mixed pairs and the final match of the inaugural Pacific Coast Open. For Rob Barrage, I'm Bill Curry. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you again for the final.